On Tuesday, we looked at all the different greenery you can use in your container garden. This morning, garden guy Dale Kay shows us how to construct and add color to our winter doorstep planters and pots.
G'day everyone. The very first important ingredient to your outdoor containers, a nice hot beverage. This morning, some hot chocolate, marshmallows floating. We are good to go. Now on Tuesday, if you're watching, we started to put together a container garden, and I talked about all the different types of greenery you could use to embellish your outdoor containers. This morning we're going to talk about pops of color that you can use. But if you missed Tuesday, don't worry. Basically all we've done is put in some greenery into the base of our container. I've used spruce tips, dogwoods, a little bit of Leyland cypress, and then some balsam fir. And it looks quite empty or lacking some color, so this morning we're going to add that vital pops of color, because as we know, it does get a little bit bleaker outdoors in our garden. So how do you do that? Well, there's lots of different ways you can do that. Now, I like to choose greenery that's been dyed, and there's some good examples right here. This is grevillea. This one here is sage, both dyed red. And then there's all the different types of eucalyptus and lots of different colors. I just pulled a couple. Gold, there's this blue or purple. If you're a Vikings fan, maybe that's the go right there. Red and burgundies, all these colors really pop. Then there's the natural eucalyptus as well. There's the seed pods themselves. This one here is called baby eucalyptus. It has a very small baby type leaf. Then there is this natural eucalyptus. And by crikey, back home in Australia, when these flowers open up, the cockatoos and the rosella birds, they just go nuts for the nectar in these flowers. Absolutely amazing to see. If you're ever down that neck of the woods, check that out in the spring. And then also the dollar eucalyptus is very, very eye-catching as well. And one of my favorites is magnolia, because you get that two-tone leaf, the green and the cinnamon, which is really, really attractive in your containers. You can actually reverse them so you get those colors. Now, into your containers, the most important thing you want to use is a good quality potting soil, not a heavy dirt or sand, because sand doesn't really freeze that well, and a heavy dirt, as the soil freezes, it can expand too much and start to crack your ceramic and your concrete pots. Another thing to do is maybe you want to use a resin pot just like this one, then that way you won't get any cracking at all. So soil goes in, greeneries go in that you selected, and then it's just a matter of building your container garden. Of course, something tall in the top, you have some fillers in the middle, and then something to drape over the edge would be quite nice too. And incense cedar, we talked about this on Tuesday, has those wonderful cones and does drape over the edge. So you get some, it's almost like like a vine in your container garden. It kind of cascades, which is really quite nice. So we'll add some of those. You can see that trend there of that arching. And then we can go ahead and put in some of our favorites. I mentioned I love the magnolia, and it's just, you just push it into the soil, because there it's going to freeze and lock into place. You really don't have to worry about too much maintenance, because it's all harvested material, it's all cut. You don't need to water it or do anything like that. And I'm just going to go around my container garden and add in these elements of color. And of course, you can also always add in some pine cones or picks that you have at home. You can light it up with some LED lights. They stay nice and cool, so your greenery won't dry out. And then you've got a festive holiday planter that will brighten up your landscape, brighten up your doorstep. You can put this into all your containers, your window boxes. Have fun with it, because there's so many fun choices to choose from that you can really start to develop a theme or make some eye-catching displays in your backyard. Back to you.
That turned out pretty nice there, Dale. Very nice. Everything Dale talked about this morning is on our website. Go to fox9.com, click on the Morning Show tab, then on The Garden Guy. Cody is talking